God damn, Gary. Some serious gourmet shit. What flavor is this?
That's right, it's the all-hell medium roast private blend. Check out the Geek Grind Coffee Nerdrotic page for our other options like the Decadent, Feathers of Liberty, vanilla-infused flavored coffee. Or if you're looking for something darker, try the Dark Roast FNT blend of the Fellowship. You know what? Just buy all three. GeekGrindCoffee.com. Use discount code Nerdrotic. Huzzah!
I learned a long time ago that there's no sense getting all riled up every time a bunch of idiots give you a hard time. In the end, the universe tends to unfold as it should. Plus, I have a really large penis. That keeps me happy.
Woke!
It looks like Chuck's taking the skin boat to Tuna Town.
Hold up. Wait a minute. Something ain't right.
My mind is a raging torrent, flooded with rivulets of thought, cascading into a waterfall of creative alternatives.
God darn it, Mr. Lamar. You use your tongue prettier than a $20 whore.
These are daggers dropped by my men that were slaughtered by an ice troll in the second age. But I do not like to talk of such things. And for you, Legolas, this is a new bow, so that you may kill a troll as quickly as I did, in under 10 seconds. And for Samwise Gamgee, rope forged from the hair of an ice troll that I killed many years ago. And for Frodo, the bottled tears of an ice troll. Did I mention I killed an ice troll many years ago, in under 10 seconds? Fare thee well, my friends, and may these gifts forged from the body of an ice troll that I killed many years ago in the second age in under 10 seconds. Fare you well on your journey.
Hey, what's up, everybody? You know, I feel weird without my headphones in. Although I can hear myself. I need to really hear myself. How the hell are you? Well, this was supposed to happen at noon, and it didn't. Let me just change the set. Oh, that's good. I can hear myself. Yes, the Film Actors Guild is pissed at Gary. Actually, they are. That is an accurate assessment. I pissed off somebody from the Film Actors Guild. I know, it's a shocker. So we'll address that real quick before we get into the square up, which we've got to get to because it's late. I've got a whole other Friday Night Tights to do tomorrow. Little housekeeping. I still do videos. I was going to work on one today, but something happened around 1 p.m. Central. Melissa tells me, "Hey, you got a copyright." I'm like, it's just a claim, probably on a live stream I did. Nope, it was a copyright strike on a video that had just reached 1 million views yesterday. It's been out for 7 days. What they do is they pre-run the process before you even put a video out. It was fine. Nobody had a problem with it for an entire week. Then the whole thing gets taken down. What's different about this one is if there's a questionable item, because I use clips, and I wasn't even reacting to a trailer. I wasn't doing a movie review. This was an entirely original video based on some articles and clips that are completely fair use of people. Some clips from just Instagram and Twitter that are out there that are newsworthy, and I am absolutely allowed to use. So instead of getting just the claim, which allows you to cut out the offending clip, this person claimed the whole video as theirs. So I went, shit, there goes that. So I fought it. I have a YouTube rep. The rep is usually there to upsell you on things like shorts and memberships and stuff, but it is a good resource. If you're a content creator and they offer you one, you take it. Yes, you have to go through some sales spiels, but it's times like this where you need them. It is nonsense. I completely agree. Dylan is mine, and he's actually a really good guy. He's been my rep for about a year, and he's done some good work for the channel. He has no problem with what this channel does, and I've never had a problem like this before. So I emailed Dylan. Dylan comes back going, well, I mean, he gave it a really quick glance and goes, well, that looks like a person did that. And you have to kind of ask that person to let it go. I'm like, well, that person's not going to let it go. So I fought it anyway. And went back and forth with Dylan for a little bit. And then I kind of just put my hands up in the air and went, oh, well, told the crew, hey, this happens. Don't get upset. Don't worry about it. We're just going to move on. I'll make another video. No problem. So I let you guys know. And I posted it on, thankfully, there's Twitter, which I can now post full videos on, and Rumble, which I use mainly for Friday Night Tights, but there's a couple of controversial videos. There's my anti-communist video that got just completely shadow banned on YouTube is up there. A woke Hollywood revolution. It's got John Cena on the thumbnail. So I just said, we're going to move on. I was bummed, but like, whatever. I'll make another strike video. Fuck it. And I was ready to do it. I was in the middle of writing it. Then I'm like, I need to clear my head. I'm going to go to the gym. Went to the gym. On the way to the gym, found out that the video was back up. Strike removed, video back up, fully monetized. There's nothing wrong with it. YouTube got back to me and said the claim was bogus, as I thought. So that was quick. So thank you, YouTube, for correcting the mistake. It it did slow down the video a little bit, but at least it's back up. So we'll take our small victories. But there's certainly some shit going on, especially with the Russell Brand stuff. You even say his name on YouTube, you can get demonetized. I don't give a shit about that here. And of course, we know election season is next year, and it's going to be a giant shit show. So I think this is a preview of things to come. But I wanted to thank everybody for retweeting, adding Team YouTube, showing all the support on Twitter and in the community section on the main channel. I can never express how grateful I am for you guys. It's the words fail me, which sucks because you guys mean the world to all of us in this sphere. And as a fellow member of the audience, I just say thank you. Thank you for your support. It's back up. Everything's cool. No problem. So my channel was under attack, and then it wasn't, like the title says. So, whew, glad that's over with. You know, again, it's part of the gig if you get into this. And as independent as I am, I'm still at the mercy of big tech. And I certainly know I haven't made friends in certain corners of Hollywood. I don't care. That part I don't care about. But yes, it appears that we'll just say one of the people who was featured in the video had a problem with it, and they're the ones who did it. But they lost, and we won. So that's that. That's the way it goes. The fellowship is undefeated. Hail the victorious fellowship. All right. Get Russell Brand on FNT. I wish I'd get him on. You know, Russell Brand used to be woke. Russell Brand is in recovery. Russell Brand has gone through a transformation. I was very skeptical at first about this transformation, and it's always good to remain skeptical. It's a good thing, but what he's been saying lately, I have no problem with. And he's been bringing a lot of attention to how bullshit a lot of the narratives are. And it will be a big loss if he's gone. We can't say it isn't, because it is, but that's why it's very important for more of us to be on this platform right here in the belly of the beast. Speaking truth to power, even if we have to create our own language to get around these crazy guidelines to do it. It's also good to be on Rumble. It's also good to be other places if you want, Kick and Twitter, locals, whatever you want to do. I think that's a good idea to just always have a backup plan. Always have a backup plan. Right? We'll get to some new ones, then we're going to get right to the old ones, the older ones. Real quick, we're going to start with FNT. Trucker Rob for $5. Hail, Gary, my aunt likes your Feathers of Liberty blend. Oh, good. Flagrant Triggers has relaunched, going independent, so hope everyone checks it out. Go check out Flagrant Triggers. Good dude. I'm glad he's going independent. It's the way to go. Have a sandwich on me, Gary, for $2 from Roger Rubio. Cheers. I will. I'll take that $2. I'll put it in the bank, and then I'll say, Mrs. Nerdrotic, make me a sandwich. She will. She will. She makes them with love too. She's a really good sandwich maker. The best. What happened? Gary been offline all day until now. My video was struck, and my channel was struck, and then it was unstruck within 3 hours. And it's just unusual because that never happens. We take a lot of care to make sure that doesn't happen. Down to beeping out cuss words and loading videos long before we're going to release them to see like if they're going to be okay. Perry does a great job with that. Bubba Doom for $20 says, Gary, I need to get out of the truck. Do you need a gardener? Does anyone owe you money? Do you need comics to be sorted? Do you need anything buried? Okay. No. The government, yes. Not yet, to answer all your questions. There you go. They're afraid of you, Gary, because you represent huge swaths of nerddom. We got your back. I bid you stand, man of the West. John Cunningham for $10. Cheers. Thank you. Well, I mean, we stand together, right? We stand together. I am just an idiot, and you guys aren't. But yeah, I'm just so it's That's why it sucks. The way YouTube is now, it's harder for new people than ever. That's why, just do it for fun. But it doesn't mean you can't do it. Look at, Disparu, where he was a year ago and where he is now. Look at Benny Johnson. I know he was accused of having help. He didn't have help. He had a crew and he went out independently and really filled, I think, a void that had been left by some people who have been banned off YouTube and some people who left in that sphere. If you are if you like your politics and you're Republican, that's the guy to listen to. He's a decent human being. He's a really decent human being. And got 1 million subs in a year. That's fucking incredible. And he didn't have any network help doing it, which is pretty impressive. Pretty impressive. Other loss for the Pretenders, entertainers, and directors. Organization pedos all the way, says Sean Godley for $5. Well, if Hollywood wants to shake that reputation, that is entirely on them because they've earned it. They might get a little upset when people say that. Well, do everything you can to not have that image. One, again, you have earned Hollywood. We know not everybody in Hollywood is a weirdo, is a freak. But we also know that the minority, the few people who are that way, are protected and powerful. Isn't it weird how Me Too just stopped at a certain point? Strange, right? Cahoon Corey, thank you for the $4.99. Appreciate you. Hope I say, is it Cajun? Cajun. Why did I say Cahoon? Oh, because I'm retarded. That's why. Sorry, Cajun. Golden Nuggets for £5 British. Sorry, missed you when you were in the UK. Been dealing with cancer. Holy, why are you apologizing? And was in prison for a few months. Hope you are well. This brand stuff is crazy. It really is. Hope the cancer is getting better. Glad you're out of prison. It's okay. I'll be back. I'll be back in the UK. No need to apologize. Cheers, Golden Nuggets. Here's $10 because I overdosed on espresso and Blue Chew. Old cranky gamer for $10. Can you overdose on espresso? I've tried. When I was in Sicily, I discovered, like I had it before, but I discovered why espresso is so wonderful. And I was having 5 a day. Probably not good for you, but I don't care. Flim Flam Shenanigans. Thank you for the $10 donation. I appreciate it. Hail. The Film Actors Guild just want Gary to strike like they do, says Warren Smith. Not going to happen. Fuck unions. The strike's almost over. I know the writers and the big CEOs of the studios met today again, and it's looking like the WGA side's gonna end pretty soon. I don't think SAG would be too far behind. It was fun while it lasted. Will you join Rumble to mirror the channel before YouTube nukes your channel so that when you eventually happens, you can keep going and bring in the audience? Or will you just quit content creation and open up a comic store at that time? Ooh, Darth Gorbag for $23.45. I mean, I could always fall back on a comic shop, but and I'm gonna open one someday. No, I have backups of all my stuff. I don't know if I'm going to mirror on Rumble yet. I'm not ready to do that quite yet. I mean, it was one video. If I saw other stuff going on, yeah. I will be posting. Let's put it this way. If Gavin Newsom runs, I'll be posting videos exclusively on Rumble about him. Okay. Exclusively about him. I am absolutely for, I think I have a mirror on, God, I can't even remember all the sites I have mirrors on, but they always break. So I'm still to wait and see with alternative platforms. YouTube is it, but man, today is just, it just reminds you it could all end tomorrow. But Rumble we will continue to have Friday Night Tights on Rumble. We can't do it when I travel because I'm running off a laptop and we can't run OBS on my laptop. That's the only reason we don't do it. Once Rumble has a link for an easier way to link up, then we will do it when we travel. Thank you for the 2345, by the way. You warned me about Terminator Dark Fate. Saved 3 hours of my life. You are saving people from being tricked into wasting parts of their lives on non-entertaining, quote unquote, entertainment, says William Kalau for $20. Thank you. I appreciate that. Hey, I spend the time so you don't have to. Okay. So you don't have to. Your time is valuable. There's a lot of things we can get back. Money, stuff. Can't get time back. Gary, these solo streams of yours are my favorite, followed by Forbidden Frontier. You're the shining light for so many people. Never stop fighting. Oh, no. Brer 2471. Listen, it's probably not going to happen. Knock on wood. They nuke the whole channel. I'll go somewhere else. I won't stop. Even if they demonetize the channel, I'll stay on YouTube. I won't stop. Wow. What the hell? Waldo 865 for $300. What the hell? Gary, you know you've done something right when the WGA is after you. Keep it up, brother. Long live FNT. Hail, dude. Thank you. We're over the target, and I'll say it again. And many of my friends say this too. We are over the target. We aren't shit without you. They really hate that fandom and the customer has more power now. We've always had it, right? We've always had the purchasing power. But there's so many more choices and everything is fragmenting so much, and they just see all of their power slipping through their fingers. And it's freaking them out, as it should. The thing is, it didn't need it was always going to be bad with this paradigm shift with technology and everything. It was always going to be bad, but it didn't need to be this bad. But they decided to play games in the culture war. Razor Fist put it best on Twitter today. It's a cultural revolution that turned into a culture war. And the culture war was kicked off with Time's Up Me Too, the woke politics that were infused by the Obama administration, and then the Hollywood freaking out over Trump. There's a lot of things that really turned this into a all-out metaphorical shooting war. But it's here, and it's been acknowledged. You know, remember how long people were saying there's no culture war. It's just it's a few people complaining, some bigots and some white supremacists just complaining about stuff. There's no culture war. Fucking A. Bob Iger just came out and said, we're going to quiet things down in the culture war. He put up the white flag again, by the way. Just want to point out that he said this before. So, as I said on Twitter, I'll believe it when I see it. Judge a company, a man, a woman, by their actions, not their words. We'll see. I highly fucking doubt it. Highly fucking doubt Disney's changing a fucking thing. They'll just put we're quieting down wrapping paper on their woke turd that they'll give everybody for Christmas, except, for the holidays, because they can't say Christmas because that would go against their woke religion. It's spooky time and Christmas time. Oh, fuck, it's going to be great. We're going to get down to the 1 month a year I can wear a jacket in Texas. It's fantastic. We stand with you, my friend. Hail the victorious dead. Ben Henniger, thank you for the $20. Hail the victorious dead. Hey, Gary, how are you doing through OP? Cheers. So One Piece. Loner Courier, 21 for $2. I am glad you brought that up, because another thing I'm in a giddy mood today is because I was going to have to shift my video schedule if the strike video went down. Because believe it or not, I curate my content and I try to space it out. I very rarely do 2 videos in a row on the same subject unless there's a TV show. I did it with Ahsoka recently, but I try to mix it up, like Marvel video, Disney video, something I like, whatever comes up, right? Well, the next video is going to be One Piece. I was going to do a One Piece review, and I was like, shit. Something came up today that I could definitely do a video on. So what I've done now that the video's back is I'm going back to One Piece. I'm actually going to record 2 videos over the weekend. And one's going to go to Perry and one's going to go to Garrett. Perry's going to get the One Piece video. I kind of want to take my time with it because it's a passion project. Absolutely excited to do this. It's rare. You know, when I started this channel, I thought I'd be doing this a lot, but it's rare that I'm going to be doing a review on something I not just like, I love. I freaking love One Piece. And it gets better each time I watch it again. It gets better. It's so fucking good. One of the best soundtracks I've heard. And it's interesting. It's the same people. I knew I recognized the music. I'm like, that's the people who do The Witcher. Which I have a lot of complaints about The Witcher. The music is not one of them. I think the music's fine. But this couple did the One Piece music. It's fucking incredible soundtrack. Like one for the ages. Listen to the Zoro versus Mihawk piece. It's on YouTube. Just look it up. Listen to it. Some fucking great guitar work in that by a guitarist, some flamenco guitarist named Marcin. He's a phenom. It was I'm very excited about it. So that it's in the writing process. I'll record it a little bit tomorrow, a little bit Saturday. From a USA Army veteran, libertarian constitutionalist, follower of God and lover of my country. Odd that those things make me a radical today. Sad times. Eric Stitt, you are punk rock. You are a revolutionary. It is very odd. It is very odd. By the way, thank you, and thank you. Libertarian constitutionalism, all about it. All about it. I've never heard of the Rippaverse until I saw one of your T-shirts. So thanks, mate. It says Honest Adonis Reactions for $20, and I will pass that on to let's see if I can reach it. To Eric. I've always got a hat or something ready to go. Helping out my friend. He's a good dude. I'm glad you found it. Eric's a good man. And a Renaissance man. Cheers. Oh my goodness. Clown for $49.99. The video strike you got only means that they are threatened by our space. All I have to say is I'm glad you are back and that everything got settled. We have your back, brother. Cheers. Thank you. This is a safe space to escape the bullshit the world throws. Hail the Fellowship. Hail the Fellowship. Clown, you are not a clown. You're a clown with a K. Bubba Doom. Samurai Cop is the top 10 movies I've seen this year. They can stay on strike. Scabs greater than Teamsters. I agree. I've worked with the Teamsters in many a cons. Some are nice. I mean, some are nice. They like work really hard for a couple days a week. You know. Hey, I don't have a drink to sip, but I toast the working man. I do because as far as blue collar like labor, I used to be the working man right there. I got kind of a cush job now, sitting on my ass talking about shit. But Rich Uncle Cheapskate FF stream on Sunday. Yes, Final Frontier Final Frontier. I don't even know the name of my own show. They always get me on that too. Forbidden Frontier returns on this channel on Sunday. George Padro for $5. Hey Gary, I've been watching you since your commentary of Star Wars: The Force Awakens. Ooh. And through the years, I agree with and don't agree with a lot of it. It's okay. You'd be right there with my wife. Comic shop, screw the open up an IKEA of nerddom. Sentinel Rex for $2. Can I serve meatballs? Only if I can serve meatballs. You should have Simon Abeta on FNT. He can help blow the lid off the corporate media being part of the machine that you mentioned on the Nooner on Tuesday. We stand with you, Chris Lanier, for $10. I will note that down. Cheers. I watch only you, but as Chris Drinker and the whole G&G 199 squad, all the other hosts you've had on over the 9 years, and appreciate everything you've done and continue to look forward to the future you've got in store. Hail, George. Hail to you. Thank you for the $10 in those 2 super chats. I love my friends. I stream with my retarded heroes, and I love them dearly. I do. Old Cranky Gamer for $5 says, just join the main channel as a Jalo. Keep up. Thank you, by the way. Keep up following your passions from an old man in his 8th life. Yeah, God, it feels like I'm in like my 4th or 5th. In your 8th? Props. WG, what the hell, WG? Not quite. Waldo 865 for $299. It's okay. Dude, you did not have to do that, WG. Stop it. I gotta get to the older ones. You guys are crazy tonight. Nostalgia for Days for $5. Hey Gary, I tune in here and there. I don't know what exactly in Texas you are, but do you ever go to Traders Village or Dallas Vintage Toys? I have not gone to I go to Dallas once in a while. It's every couple months I'm up there. I think I will be up there in about 8 days, and I will go to Dallas Vintage Toys. How good is it? Talk to me. We have I'm blanking on the name now, so forgive me. We have a fucking awesome vintage toy. I'll get you the name here in San Antonio. I'm in San Antonio. Nope. That's not it. Is that it? Yeah, that's it. Yeah, it's called Buddies, Toys, and Collectibles. There's also Toys, Toy Hunters. It is on, oh my God, I can't even pronounce this road. Nacogdoches, 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 whatever the fuck it is. It opens at 11 a.m. Their number is 210-598-0034. Toy Hunters. If you're local, if you just go there to look at it, it's fucking incredible. Here, I'll show you. This place rocks. This doesn't even do it justice. It's got loose figures everywhere, and everything is old. Everything is wonderful. He's got just rare, weird shit that I like. This place is fucking dope. So check it out. Man, I just got some free advertising there. Thank you, WG, for $299. And thank you, Nostalgia for Days. Defending the Truth for $5. Wife hates anime. I recommend we watch One Piece. Told her you and the other G&G members liked it. 2 episodes in, she's hooked. Your opinions do help. Appreciated. Thank you. Get as many people as possible into One Piece, and maybe somebody will learn that that's how you actually do it. Now, I'll talk about this in my review. Could it just be one and done and we go to the next? Can Netflix make multiple seasons of a television show that don't fucking suck? That remains to be seen. But this first season of television, almost perfect in tone and in character. I mean, are there plot holes? Yes. Are there contrivances? Yes. But that doesn't matter when you have great characters, and that's what they focus on. And it's the story of these characters is what we get hooked into on a TV show. It's not story of plot. I think a lot of people didn't learn a lesson. Like Game of Thrones is character driven. 1,000% character driven. The book is written in the head of each character. It's a character driven piece. It has tons of great world building, and it's spectacular in that. I'll never finish, but it's still a character piece. George does a more unnecessarily dense version of what Robert E. Howard did, Michael Moorcock, what they were able to do much more concisely is build a world through a character. I'm glad your wife liked it. My wife likes it too. I've been trying to recommend anime to you all forever. I'd love to hear your opinions on the source material, maybe Jeremy or Drinkers too. Lone Courier 21 for $5. Well, you'll hear them soon. For one, Netflix smart move is putting the One Piece anime on Netflix October 1st. But I've got a bunch of Blu-rays that I'm diving into tonight, tomorrow. But I'm really trying. My review will be about the show. Not going to mention any manga. Not going to mention any of the anime that I may or may not have seen, because when I initially watched it, I knew next to nothing. I knew, and it was good. It was good. And anime and manga fans, you're going to get more people into it. That's the good thing. The bad thing will be if Netflix takes control from Oda, I think that's his last name, and tries to make it for the modern audience and not respecting the source material. That's the danger of too many. Like, normies make the world go round. You need them. I don't necessarily don't like them. It's how the companies react to normies. It's not the normies' fault that the company all of a sudden, it gets popular, so let's make sure it passes the Bechdel test and our ESG tests. I hope that doesn't happen, but I will let you know. Judah for $5. Follow the money. Who has it shows who has power, but where they send it shows what they support. That said, power is dependent on the situation. Yep, it's situational, and that's a tough thing, because I'm very critical of Hollywood, very obviously, but there's shit I'm gonna like. They're gonna produce good things once in a while. I mean, honestly, they produced more good stuff in the last calendar year than they did in the last, up until COVID starting. 2019, it's like good shit came out. Joker came out in 2019. Like, we had some good shit in 2019. We also had some utter shit. And what happened was, I'll be brief because I do need to get to this, was, things like Charlie's Angels came out, Dark Fate. There were a bunch of woke failures. And I think things were going to change then, but they hit the reset button with COVID and the Summer of Love. We call it Summer of Love, but it was the Black Lives Matters riots that burned down cities and murdered people. People were murdered. People were executed for being Republican. People were executed for trying to protect their property. Property was burned down. Democrats bailed out Antifa and BLM members who went back to commit more crimes. Yet we have people going to prison for decades from January 6th. And the people who murdered people and got away with it and burned down businesses got away with it because they did their job. Nobody will ever forget the pallet of bricks being delivered to the corner live on the news in Dallas during the Summer of Love. OP live action equals One Piece live action equals great. My fear is it will get to the mainstream. That's Warren Price Key. That's a legitimate fear. Sorry, I got to get to part 2 of this. My bad. If 9 millionaires are in a room, people would say they have a lot of power. But if one man with a gun enters that room, who has the power? Well, Varis would say that where the people believe the power to be, except if that guy's holding the gun and the other 9 aren't, then he's got the power. Judah for $5. Just logged in, saw this. Game on, let's go. Says all nail warts 5,000 for 50. 50. Glad you avoided a 7-day ban. I hope to get back, jump into Stargate now that you made it back into Texas. Matthew Hammond, $4.99. I will once I'm done. So I've watched One Piece all the way through 4 times now and fully plan to watch it again. When I like something, I like something. But then I will get into Stargate. We're also getting Babylon 5 is getting a Blu-ray in a couple of months. Did you know that? Cheers and hail. Is that a mid-80s Gibson Explorer bass in the background? I'm a bass man myself. Built my own. Oh, Jimber Jamber for $5. I can't build my own. That's fucking awesome. Yes, it is. That is a mid-80s. Here, I'll move this. That is a mid-80s Gibson Explorer. It is beat to death. It's got a lot of mileage on it, but that's it. If you can see it. There you go. That's one of my babies. It plays all right, considering how old it is. Joey, you're a new member. Thank you. First time super chat. Be rough. Been watching for a while. Keep up the awesome work. Come to Tampa so I can visit you. Saw Dave Landau at a comedy show, told him to get you back on Normal World. He said he will. Oh, I mean, we got to get Dave back on Friday Night Tights. Dave has been really gracious and allowed me on Normal World a couple times already. There's another YouTuber going there next Thursday. So I'm going up to Dallas to visit that person. I don't know if I'm going to be on the show, but I'm going up to Dallas. I'll probably hang out with Gary, say hi to Dave. Dave Landau's a sweet guy. Check out Normal World. It's a great show. God, I hope I didn't go over them a little bit. Sorry, Garrett. Sorry. But hey, as far as Florida, yeah, I'm buying something off eBay. It's too big to ship, so a friend of mine is going to go pick it up, and they're going to hang on to it until I can come out and pick it up. And when I come out and pick it up, I'm bringing my kid. I'm going to take him to Orlando. Maybe we'll stop by Tampa. I've never been to Tampa. Never been there. Would love to go. Why is there not a pregnant Barbie? Because Ken came in a different box. All cranky gamer for $20. I'm going to give you applause. Little applause for that one. Okay, you guys are going nuts. Hail to the fellowship. The war chest is deep. No worries. Just keep doing the work. Says all nails wards 5,000 for $10. I appreciate you. Thank you. Brian Peters for $19.99. You, sir, are why society shouldn't throw away those that have served time. Redemption is inspiring to me, my friend. What comic have most people missed that I should check out? Good boy. There is a great comic book that's always been close to my heart called We Three by Grant Morrison and Frank Quitely. It's a little 3-parter. I always recommended it to new people who came in because it's not a superhero story. It's a story of 3 animals that escape a lab where they were. Think of Homeward Bound meets Terminator. It's a cute little story. Breaks your heart. But it's a good story. Other comics that people are sleeping on. Man, I can do this all day. I really shouldn't. I'll make Razor Fist proud. Go check out some of those old Shadow comics. They're really fucking good. The art is fantastic in them. And then Pacific Comics, they've reprinted them in hardcover form. Elric Comics. P. Craig Russell, great shit. Thank you. By the way, there's that one displayed. Hey, hi, Gary. I was wondering what's your opinion on alternative history novels. They could be fun. Matthew Faxine for 5 Canadian pesos. Why am I blanking on the Philip K. Dick one? They did a series. You know what I'm talking about. The Philip K. Dick one's great. The title is like, I've got live stream dementia, so I'm just forgetting it. Gary cannot claim to be a true Texan until he learns to pronounce Nocadajos. I'm going to just say nachos. For an example, I recommend the movie Charlie Wilson's War. Nacadocious. Nacadocious? Is it Nacadocious? Like Dogecoin? I'll claim to be, you know how I'm going to claim to be a Texan? I pay fucking property tax here. I'm a fucking Texan. I pay the property tax on time. Although our governor stands for nothing. Our attorney general beat the rap, though. Man, that was some bullshit that Paxton went through. Fucking unbelievable. Unbelievable. Karl Rove went after him. Fat fuck. Karl Rove. Hate that motherfucker. If you guys don't like, I hated the Bushes. I really did. If One Piece is another Netflix bait and switch, there's always the original anime manga to fall back on, along with the first Guardians of the Galaxy, Blake 7, and other stories about ragtag crews that I'm forgetting. Serenity, I mean, Cowboy Bebop, I guess, would fall under that. Absolute Farscape, that's a ragtag crew. All great stories. Blake 7 is the shit. I didn't watch a second of it until a nice person sent me the complete series. Holy shit, that was good. Holy shit, that was good. So glad I watched it. Don't want to be a downer. Found out I have throat cancer today. Oh no. And relapsed. Trying to make fun, but people are so petty. Close to the end of my rope. Jay's gaping butthole. The fact that you're talking about it means you're not quite at the end of your rope, which is good. Fight like hell. Don't go quietly into the night. I know that's like horrible, horrible news, but fight. Many, many a days I wanted to throw in the towel. Now I haven't had cancer, so fuck cancer, by the way. I hope it goes into remission forever. Mark of Reality for $10. It seems a lot of folks are under attack within the past month or so. Russell, Cecil, Camelot, and others. Yeah, some change happened to the algorithm. For sure. Curse you and all halflings. How dare you? How will you be celebrating Hobbit Day? Also, we are both at the X-Files convention. Were we both at the X-Files convention back in San Diego in 1993? No, I was not there in 1993. I would have loved to have been there, but I was in prison. I would have rather been at the X-Files convention. Friday Night Tights for Hobbit Day. Friday Night Tights for Hobbit Day. And I'll probably watch The Hobbit. Extended versions, because they're better than the prequels. Yeah, I said it. Let me put it this way. I own The Hobbit. I do not own the Star Wars prequels, nor will I. If you like them, that's fine. And you can roast me all you want. Eric Skit for $20. Forgot to mention that I'm also a always unpopular pro to a gun owner. Makes all the right people cringe, and cry. And that makes me warm and fuzzy inside. And that's why you are punk rock now. Welcome to punk rock. Fish Shooter 24. Hi, I'll send a super soon. Please read. You don't have to send a super. This is a square up, and I haven't even started yet. I've been going for 50 minutes. I'm kind of screwed right now, but it's okay. I don't watch this show live usually because I'm stationed in Korea. I just want to continue to show my support, continue to fight the good fight. Siberius for $10. Welcome from Korea, by the way. God, that's someplace I'd actually like to go someday. Cheers. Thanks for supporting from across the planet. That's rad. Flat Earth Disciple for $10. Hey, Gary, not to change the topic. You guys mentioned the Nexus a couple of weeks ago. Looks like we might get that competitor after all. Worsen and creator. I can't read that last word, but maybe I'm just an idiot. Sorry, Flat Earth. Did you have a stroke towards the end there? I'm just kidding. Worsen than John Cunningham. Now try to pronounce the brother city of Nacogdoches, Natchitoches. Once I hear it once, I'll be fine. I'm just going to call it nachos. Nachos and Nachos Belgrande. There we go. Husband started a game channel, Spartan X3X Advice. Says Glitch God for $2. Thank you thank you and congrats. As a man that gave his knee and sanity for the Clinton and Bush Jr. for a Purple Heart and denied 10% of Vietnam veterans benefits, I am with you. Yellow Cake Uranium gave me ball cancer, but she still loves the frosting. Oh, Jesus. Nostalgia for days for $2. What do you use to hang up those figures on the wall? Push pins. Right between the legs or under the armpits. It's a lot of fucking push pins, trust me. Love your interest in the Younger Dryas anomalies and the world ancient civilizations. Gary, you spell your name wrong, by the way. It's supposed to be one R. For $19.99, Gary Piet, thank you very much. I appreciate you. It's a great subject, and there's a lot of science behind it, so it's not completely woo-woo. Isn't Betty Johnson in Tampa? Hit him up if you're there. Stargate gets better in the second half of season 1. That's what I hear. That's what I hear. I don't hate it, Matt. I think it's good. It's good fun. It's better than the movie. I didn't like the movie, but it's better than the movie. Just wanted to say you all help out on ups and downs. Says says this person for $2. I'm not going to butcher your name. I've had a bad enough night already. Wheelchaired Spider them for $2. You don't like Revenge of the Sith? How and why? I don't hate it. Revenge of the Sith is clearly the best prequel movie, like by a mile. Feels like George got his feet under him. Great opening shot, by the way. Fantastic opening shot. Great lightsaber work. George shouldn't have wrote it. It's too clunky. It's way too clunky and dry. And that's George's fault. In my opinion. But I like it. Like it's fine. I don't think I'll ever watch it again. Hi, Gary. Any thoughts on Amazon's Warhammer series announced or 40K in general? Glad the YouTube strike was resolved. I will be interested when we see the TV show. It's one of those things kind of like One Piece. It's like a lot of people recommended it, but then I saw like 1,000 episodes and multiple hundreds of volumes. And I'm like, I can't, because if I like it, then I'm going to ignore everything. All right, Gary, just wanted to ask you, have you read and received Raging Golden Eagle's Blade Devil? I'd love to hear your take on Volume 1. Personally, I can't wait for Volume 2, which is now running its IGG campaign. Cliff 3188 for $9.99. I backed it, so I must have gotten the first one. I think that was before the move, though. But I haven't read it, no. But I will. Raging Golden Eagles, good dude. Uzi Patrol for $10. Cheers, Gary. I share your vids with my friends. P.S. It's pronounced Nakitish. Nakitish. Okay. I probably didn't even pronounce that right, but that's okay. Thank you for being a member for 4 months. Would you rather George R. R. Martin finish A Song of Ice and Fires or Disney Star Wars have never existed? Oh, I'd rather have George finish the book series. I wish Disney Star Wars did not exist. I wish it didn't exist. I wish Disney didn't buy it. I wish George stopped making shit and they just continued the EU, and Star Wars would be healthier today, by the way. That's my wish. Unfortunately, we don't get our wishes. In the early 1970s, Hollywood was experiencing an artistic and financial depression. Orson Welles was asked why there were no more movie stars. And he basically said it was that people did not value them anymore. But that was during a major paradigm shift, and we got the counterculture Hollywood, right? I was just talking about this with somebody today in one of my meetings. And we got a whole new crop of stars. So it like a phoenix, it rose from the flames. It's not rising from these flames, because fundamentally the technology change in the 70s was film got cheaper, cameras got cheaper, it got cheaper to make movies, and the studio system had broken at that point, which opened things up to more of an decentralized free market. Even though there was unions, it was still decentralized and people could do more shit. Things are way too constrained with the corporations and the corporations' DEI rules. That's what holds a lot of creativity back. It's pronounced Nakudoshis. Nakudoshis. Did I get that right? Coops Girl 07 for $5. Not Nakudoshis. That's a fucked up name. I had a ranch in Bandera. You and the missus should go and wrangle some cattle over yonder. You effing my new Texan. Say hello to Kristen and tell her the paternity test was negative. Hola. Okay. No, I'm going to tell her it wasn't. I'm going to tell her it was positive. Forbidden Frontier. I won't even complain about Adam making long-winded, pointless points. Jay is bored. Jay is bored. All right, let's get the square up part. Jesus. Woo! All right. Salty Sasquatch for $5. All of my Friday night tits in one place. The good, the bad, and the massive. This made sense when Az, X-Ray, and Chrissy are all on the stream. Yes. Yes. Judah for $10. Because Henry Cavill is going to be in Warhammer 40K, I decided to get a few audiobooks. Shad read your book. Not for me, but great discussions. I might not like it, but I'll always highly recommend. That's nice. I like Ahsoka episode 5. Oh, I read this one already. I read a bunch of these. Hang on. That saves time. I did get to some last time. I believe I mentioned this on Tuesday night's main event, but One Piece live action is doing exactly what Rip is saying. A good live action lead people to the anime and then get them into the manga and everybody wins. Yep. Respecting the spirit of the source material. Yeah, I hate that disingenuous argument. They didn't get it exactly right. Lord of the Rings is different. Yeah, but Aragorn looks like fucking Aragorn. Frodo looks like Frodo, and Sam looks like Sam. More importantly, Aragorn sounds like Aragorn. Frodo sounds like Frodo. Slight changes, but they are the character. Leslie Jones isn't playing Frodo, in other words. By the way, she popped up again to remind everybody that she's still butthurt that her one chance, Ghostbusters 2016, was a massive failure. Remember, folks, Dave Filoni helped create The Last Airbender. That's why it's garbage. Japanese Demon Lord. I don't think The Last Airbender is garbage. I don't. Will Allen for $4.99 found out I might have caught the coof. I feel fine, so I'm going to just enjoy some FNT hail. $1.99. Well, I hope you're feeling better. Honestly, I sat right next to a very sick ass, and I don't know how I didn't get sick. I don't know. I think the live action condenses the story well, but some parts don't have the same emotional impact as the manga anime. It says Vexar for $5. It's hard for me to tell So there's probably parts that like hit for you in the manga or the anime that just feel kind of normal. But the help me scene, which I watched the anime, just the clip, which is very good. It's Nami's way more emotional. They tone it down, but holy fuck, the help me scene is the best scene of the year, without a doubt. Just like Viserys walking down a hall was the best scene of the year last year, help me is the best scene this year. Music hits perfectly. I can't pronounce his name, but the kid playing Luffy hits perfectly. Nami is great. It's a fucking great character. Yeah. Just everything about it, man. It's rare we get something that special. Just enjoy it. This is Kyle for $2. Oda said he would be in South Africa. Yeah, I think that's where they filmed it. They filmed it in South Africa. Is that safe? Guy who likes Sheelies for $5. Anime is just as woke, if not more woke than Western media. You're all just new to it, and it seems amazing. Some anime is, yes. Because anime and manga are mediums with multiple genres. It's less likely to bastardize. The Japanese are less likely to bastardize their source material than America, who would freely prison rape anybody's source material. So that's the big difference. But you're not wrong. I mean, there's some fucking weird, freaky manga and anime that I would never even look at. But the same can be said about American comics. People don't talk about that enough, but there's plenty of American comics that are degenerate and fucked. And I wouldn't carry them in my store, including some Avatar books, which is just straight up torture porn. I felt the same way about that. If you're into it, fine. And I like a good horror movie, but yeah, I don't like Saw. I don't like fucking Saw. I don't like people being in scenarios where they're cutting legs off and shit like that. It's like there's nothing in that. I like to be creeped out. That's what. Shock horror, easy to make. Exorcist, William Friedkin's The Exorcist, not easy to make. Not easy to make. Minor Zircon for $2. Live action Berserk. Think about it. I fucking love it. I love Berserk. It's good shit. Richard Waring for $5. WD Pro said that the producers have a 12-season plan for One Piece. Would they be making it over 24 years? Because the problem is they already like warned us it's going to be 2 years till the next series comes out. You can't. They need to figure out, for one, they're only making 8 episodes and they're dumping them all at once. It's fucking retarded to wait 2 years. They need to find a way to turn that around and make it at least once a year. You can't tell me they made even the early seasons of Game of Thrones. Dude, those were insane. But you know how they got around it? They had 2 filming crews. They had 2 crews filming simultaneously. Richard Waring for $5. Thank you again. Jegs Dino God for $5 says, do not skip the filler. Not because it's important, but because it's so fun, especially the Davy back fights, Pirate Olympics. It's 1,075 episodes of fun. Yeah, it's not filler if you're following characters you like. You know what I mean? There's a bunch of Buffy episodes that would be considered filler. There's a ton of Star Trek episodes that would be considered filler that I wouldn't dream of missing. They casted a trans person as a main character. The entire cast is completely diverse. They race swapped characters, and yet it's still problematic. You really can't win with these lunatics. I know that they race swapped a couple of characters. Doesn't bother me a bit. But I'm also not familiar with the source material. The trans character, I might get in a little bit of trouble with my review, Chaotic Evil, for $9.99, because 2 things can be true. Not going to call her a he. Just not, because it's not a he, it's a she. But the character is an anime character, right? And it kind of fits. So they got this trans woman to play a boy that's probably in her 20s. but the boy, see, when you have trans women playing men, they eternally look like aging 14-year-old boys. Just look at Elliot Page. Looks like a 45-year-old, 14-year-old boy. So yeah, not going to do that. But the character is fine. They didn't push the agenda, and the character simply existing in it, I don't have a problem with. I like things like Rocky Horror too. Yeah, I think we have a distinction between the politicized organizations compelling us to say things and individuals who made decisions as adults or maybe before then, but they're adults now. So can't do much about it. But it's not pushing it. It's not pushing it. If I thought it was pushing it for a second, I'd fucking call it out. What are you seeing that I am not seeing? I pushed through 4 episodes and was not at all impressed, and it reminded me of Death Note, live action Cowboy Bebop, apart from the feminist propaganda in Cowboy Bebop. Anton Hemdahl, we're not seeing the same show, but if you didn't like it, that's all right. It's cool. It's cool. I didn't like it. I loved it. Unapologetically love this fucking show. Jeremy said, I can't stop thinking about it. I've been kind of obsessed with it myself a little bit, but that's why I'm a nerd. Just brace yourselves when y'all get back to the other crew members. My man, Brooke, chef's kiss. I can't wait. Jack 2882 for $5. One of the best things about it was like almost episodic, right? So we got multiple. We got Buggy. Why am I blanking on his name? Of the 1,000 Plans. Doesn't matter. I'll remember it later. He was great. Arlong, a guy, a fish man, and he was really fucking good. They sold a lot of this shit that would have been absolutely fucking ridiculous. But I like it when ridiculous and bonkers is brought together in a coherent narrative. That's why I like Hitchhiker. That's why I like Farscape. That's why I like The Fifth Element. That's why I like Doctor Who. That's the kind of shit I like because it's all fun. It's colorful. It's fun. It's in these bright, vibrant, worlds. And yeah. And maybe it's because I read a lot of metal hurlant or heavy metal. I actually got to see a metal hurlant, like a legit one. I didn't buy it. I meant to buy it. It was a big, thick. I mean, it's all in French. I wouldn't be able to read shit, but it was fucking awesome. I also got a 2000 AD. But that's what I read a lot of that when I was a kid. I initially opened those magazines in the grocery store because you could see tits, even though the cartoon tits, you saw tits. But then I started getting into the art and the story. But I went for the tits. I'll be completely honest with you. I think I was like 6 or 7. I'm all boobies. Joe Gal for $10. As a longtime One Piece fan, hearing FNT talking about it makes me so happy. If you like the live action, please watch the anime and read more manga. I will, because I have a ton of it, by the way. Thanks to Kemi Anime. Cheers. James Wallace for $20. Reach out to the One Piece YouTubers. May the clans unite. Grand Line Review, Tekking 101, BDA Law, Anime Balls Deep. That's a good name, by the way. There are also many anime YouTube experts, and they, with the wind and the culture changing, as long as they don't mind what I say or do, I'd be happy to talk to people. But, you always got to consider that there's channels who just flat out will not talk to me. Jeremy, I'll probably talk to everybody wants to talk to Drinker. But there's some people who just don't want to associate themselves with my channel. That's fine. That's their choice. But I'd be happy to talk to them. I just love being in the new shit. Takes me a while to get there. And I've already told you, like with manga particularly, there's like with all things, there's a bunch of American comic book art that I think is absolute trash, and I will not read it. I don't care how good the fucking story is. The art cannot be trash to me. I feel the same way about manga. It's just some art I'm not into. But the more sleek, the more westernized manga, totally love it. Berserk art, I love. Absolutely love it. Spot Convoy Transformer stuff for $9.99. Hey, Shad, you should change your name to Arthur Shad Jackson. Gary, I'm sure you'll get this joke. Hail the Fellowship. Long may you live. Fabian Finlay for 20 British pounds, 1,079 episodes of One Piece anime. Oh, there's 1,079. They're still making it, right? There's still one more arc to go. Just call me that guy for $19.99. I started reading One Piece in 2001, but started reading week to week 20 years ago. One Piece is my all-time favorite story of all time. When it's all said and done, it will beat Superman in sales. It's already beaten Batman. Which is pretty impressive. Oh, I got to see how my Superman auction's going. Father Christopher Miller. I won't even say because I don't want people bidding on it. Never mind. I retract that. I am bidding on. How many hours I got to go? I'll show you the cover when it's done. It's fucking hilarious. I am collecting politically incorrect covers. I've got so many fucking books now. Now I'm just getting Golden Age, basically racist shit. A lot of comic shop owners, by the way, collect these comics. They have for years. This goes way back, getting all the politically incorrect comics. But this one's pretty bad. You just gotta laugh at things, man. You just gotta laugh at them. Because if you don't, you'll cry. All right. Hope you're all. I'm still just looking at my old super chats right now. I'm not going to pop over there until I'm done with this. We've got about 74 to go. 74 lines. It's not. It might be 74. It's a lot. There was a lot left over from last week. I read that one. I read that one. Make that 72. Respect to Gary and all the G&G crew, not to mention the big swingers and lurkers in the chat that mount up against the culture war nonsense. Hail. Bull Bear for $10. Hail to you. And thanks for the nice, kind words to not only us, to our brave pop culture warriors in the chat, by the way, who have survived many years of the meme wars and are ready for more. We've lost some people on the way, but I salute you for standing through and being ready for years. It's going to still be years. We are in the midst of a cultural revolution. I was like, Razor Fist is just fucking smarter than most people, particularly me. That was a great tweet, man. Patrick Banks for $20. Hey, you guys have been awesome to watch, especially since I've been laid up with a torn tendon. Ouch. That's happened to me. And people like Odin and Shad have made me rethink some of my views on religion, and maybe I should go back to church. Give it a shot if that's what you want. Patrick, it's good to have a fellowship, right? So my church is basically AA. You know, I haven't been to church in many years, but I am no longer an atheist. Gave that up long time ago. And I've been way happier, by the way. Way happier. But yeah, you know what? Give it a shot. You know, try a couple different churches. You might find something that you like. It's a good place to meet people. Hang out. Might learn something. If that's what you want. Coop, thank you for the $2. I appreciate it. That's nothing to say. Judah for $5. I like what I like. If you have a problem with what I like, it's your problem. But if you make it my problem, you won't like where you end up. There you go. And by all means, like what you like. I'm just going to talk a lot of shit and be honest. And listen, every time the original title to this, I'm going to save it for later because I forgot to use my channel as tag, was Disney Star Wars, Shill, Cope, and repeat. And we go through this to varying degrees every time something fucking comes out with Star Wars. The problem is the divisiveness still there. It's with the incredible shrinking audience. Star Wars has the incredible. So it sounds like the people who are just Star Wars all the time. It sounds like, oh, it's all back up again. It's like The Last Jedi. I assure you it isn't. I assure you, most people aren't watching Ahsoka, and most people think it's garbage. You're already starting to see it turn. What happens every fucking time Disney Plus releases a Marvel show or a Star Wars show? First couple episodes, it's great. You're a hater. You're a bigot. You're a white supremacist. By the 4th or 5th episode, oh, this isn't looking so good. By the end of it, they always hated it. We go through this every single fucking time. It's like they have the memory of a fucking ostrich. Like Anakin just came back a year ago. And he really came back in that story. Like he was there. He was actually physically there. He's not some fucking Ahsoka fever dream. Oh, and there was a line I forgot to get to. There was a line by Thrawn to Ray Stevenson, specifically referring to the Emperor returning for the Disney sequel trilogy. He said Jedi and the witches, basically, but he meant everybody, fakes death. Because they were talking about Ahsoka possibly being still alive. Yeah. Oh, and then there's the whole plot of Baby Yoda being part of the whole clone stuff that keep the Emperor alive. It's going to the sequel trilogy. Like Disney is retarded. Why are you retarded, Disney? Disney's retarded. And they're gonna see this all the way through to the bitter end of Star Wars. Now, Star Wars is already dead. It doesn't know it yet. But once the nerve endings and the brain, once it's brain dead and the rest of the body catches up, they'll know. But the Acolyte, I'm sure that'll turn everything around. Judah for $5. I read that one. Shad racist against nunchucks. Floppy weapons count. He put out another video today, Eric. Improving them. I think he put a hammer at the end of one. Levi Bennett for $4.99. I have a channel with only 185 subs, and I clicked on one of my videos and got an ad, even though I obviously can't monetize. Yeah, they're monetizing your shit no matter what, which is fucked up. But they did lower it. So I don't think you need 1,000 anymore. And I don't think you need 4,000 watch hours? I think they halved everything, which is a start. When I signed up, I got monetized with like 5 subs. Wasn't making any money, but the Carnivore Trucker for $5. I heard the new YouTube TOS are going to suppress carnivore channels because we go against the WAF health guidelines. I can't believe that, but I can. Judah for $2. Open browser. Haven't had a single Opera browser. Haven't had a single problem on PC. Okay, I will check that out. Ahsoka's, and that's Judah. Thanks again. Ahsoka's writing is equal to the sequel writing unanswered questions. Where was she during Return of the Jedi? What was her motivation? Who's Thrawn? Action with no story explanation. Yeah. Who's Sabine? Who's Balin Skull? Who's the Schnauzer? Who's fucking Morgan? Who's fucking Ahsoka? Who's Ahsoka? Who's Thrawn? Not who's fucking Ahsoka. We know Dave Filoni's fucking his Ahsoka blow up doll, but we don't know anything about these characters. Nothing. We are 6 episodes in, and Balin fucking finally starts giving us some backstory and stops. But thank God Sabine was able to beat off like 5 or 6 male indigenous fucking wannabe Sam people by her fucking self. It's so fucking retarded, that show. And the seal clapping commences. Def DJ 3DI. I don't know what the rest of it is for $5. Ahsoka is half the Jedi. Rey is all of the Jedi. There you go. Eric K for $2. Where is Ahsoka of many colors? Oh, I know, because she's Ahsoka the White right now. Maybe that's Sabine. John Jacob Jingleheimer Schmidt. His name is my name too, for $5. Babyface thinks he's the shit now because he had a temper tantrum over a video game. Hashtag Nerdrotic party is over. Doesn't feel over. That's heel versus babyface. He does kind of think he's the shit after he went viral. He stopped calling me. I'm just kidding. John, I don't know if you're trolling or serious. I'm just going to assume you're trolling. Good for you. World needs trolls. It's all good. Wow, Chrissy looks so good. God, it's so weird to say. I am saying, you know what? Like, what if my wife's outside the door and she hears me going, wow, Chrissy looks so good. I have no idea what any of you have actually been talking about. Matter of fact, could you guys keep it down? You're distracting me. This is Enrico with Tasa 69 for $20. Hail, brother. Mr. Morden for $6.66. Evil cannot create anything new. They can only corrupt and ruin what good forces have intended to make an actual writer. Yep. I went to Tolkien's grave. That was a spiritual experience. It was pretty funny walking to the graveyard though, because when you walk in the grave, it's an unassuming graveyard in Oxford. They don't charge you to get in. There's no security. You just walk through the gate. It's got little signs telling you we're nervous drinking here. Nervous drinking. Back. But right when you go into the cemetery, there's 2 awards, and it says 1999 and 2001 Cemetery of the Year. We're like, what the fuck? Cemetery of the Year. We bury dead people better than anybody else. No, I went into the graveyard, and it was rad. It was rad. I went in there with Shad and Mrs. Nerdrotic, and it was a good time. And Mrs. Shad. Mrs. Shad is cool. Arendelle for $5. I'm an Orthodox Lucasian. Disney Star Wars is non-canon. Oh, I'm an Orthodox Lucasian, like Lucas. Lucasian. Lucas. So I want to say Lucasian, but Lucasian. Disney Star Wars is non-canon hearsay. I agree with that. I would be Orthodox. I'm an original trilogy Orthodox. There you go. Joy Gal for $4.99. Go watch One Piece anime. It's over 1,000 episodes. Who needs Hollywood? Yeah, I won't need anything if I get to start watching 1,000 episodes of anything. This channel will be over. All righty. To quote Rodney Dangerfield, I went to a Dago bar once. Wait. To quote Rodney Dangerfield. Oh, I forgot the quote now. God damn, what a boomer moment. Never mind, I'll remember it later. RGS Payne for $56 for $10. Thank you for the donation. Ade Robertson for $4.99. Hail FNT. Hail Drew Uncle Bendiju. Oh, Drew. Yes. Drew Hernandez, by the way. Was our guest last week. From Grega with love for $5. Cheers from Los Angeles. Saw both of Chrissy's recent shows here. That heckler on the first night really reminded me of Fentanyl Floyd. Yep, he was on fentanyl. Slick KMZ for $5. Next faithful manga adaptation Netflix should do after One Piece is Berserk. Cannibal the Dragon, thank you for the $1.99. Thunderstorm for $4.99. Communism is so worthless, it goes bankrupt trying to spread ideology. And it's true. Capitalism is so great that you have extra spare time to protest it. And they won't kill you. Thanks, Shad. It's because of your first review video of Wheel of Time that I decided to buy the books. As of now, I own the entire series in hardcover. It says King X Kale 117 for $4.99. I guess that's the one good thing that can come out of it. Place Bow Shotgun 8 for $2. There is no bottom. Detroit is still run by Dems. I know. Yeah, and there is no bottom. It'll be run by Dems until there's nobody there. First time super chatter, but I had to chime in and correct what Comics Division said earlier. What? Don't read 1984? There are a few professions nowadays that will fire you because of unions and wrongful termination lawsuits. There are few professions nowadays that will fire you because of unions and wrongful termination lawsuits. Well, there's a lot of laws in the books that protect you that make unions kind of useless. You know what unions used to do? Cover your health care. They don't really do that anymore. They take away your ability to negotiate individually. I think it's a weak safety net. I worked in an industry that was heavily unionized, and I chose never to join one, and would not work at places that made you sign up for the union. One place was unionizing, I quit. I fucking quit and went somewhere that wasn't union for particularly that reason. And you know what? I made more money everywhere I go than any of the union guys, because I negotiated individually. I knew my worth as a journeyman. And I was able to, each time I moved, I was able to make more money because I asked for more money, but I also proved like what I could do. So, I mean, I was just a parts guy, but I was a versatile parts guy. I wasn't just an Acura or Honda or Toyota. I could do any car. Desert Fox for $5. Isn't the union supposed to pay their bills because they pay dues? Yeah, you would think they would have some kind of fund to take care of them when they go on strike. I don't know. Would never be a part of that shit. Hey, Drew, how's the new show? I wasn't trying to scare you when you were on TNME. That guy was so gung-ho. I wanted you to be aware that you didn't have to deal with his bullshit while getting your show off the ground, or ever that matter. Steven, I will pass that on. Thank you for the $19.99. I think he's doing good over there on Censored TV. Courtney J for $5. Did Shad post his Aussie food video? Not yet, as far as I know. I want to see some Americans choke down Vegemite, damn it. Oh, they fucking loved it. They all betrayed me. Read Fox Media for $20. Howdy, y'all. First time super chat. I want to wish Shad and as well with the Starfield and Scola controversies. Also, have any of you heard about Unity Engine starting to charge devs for each install of their game? Cheers, guys. I heard Unity is over because of that, but I do not know. I do not know. Sorry. What's the bigger bromance, Miles and Julian or Az and Gary? Fucking us for sure, Bubba Doom. Ashcore for $20. Thank you for the $5, Bubba Doom. Unsubbed from Act Ma'am after they went after Az. Did you know what to say at the time? So I'll say this now. The difference between Az and Julius Caesar died from that many knives in the back. Hail FNT. Oh, fuck yeah. Az ain't. You know, those knives in the back were deflected. You know what they were deflected? They never even hit skin. They were deflected by you. By you. Thank you. Thanks for having us back. Yeah, the thing is, you just don't back down from these. Like, if you're right, you're right. As we always say, as I always say, If I make a genuine mistake, I'll apologize for it. I'll own my shit. I'll take responsibility. But if it's just an opinion, I never see that as a mistake. Not going to apologize for shit. And Az would never apologize for that. He would do the opposite, like I would, and most of us do. If people demanded an apology, we'd probably double down and try to be twice as offensive as we were before. Y'all are awesome. FNT Invicta, says Josh Trammell. Cheers. Darthland got canceled this afternoon during the MEITM stream. He was stunned. Who got canceled? And Angela Richard? Darthland? I don't know Darthland. Like, what's canceled? Like, by his friends? By life? By his job? I'm not sure. I recently got into D&D and became the DM of the group. Cool. Do any of you guys play D&D? I wish I'd gotten into it when I was a kid in the 80s, says Rick O'Neill for $4.99. You know where you could, there's the Geeks and Gamers tabletop. If you get into the chat there, I'm sure you're going to find some people who play D&D who'll be happy to play with you. Go check out Arudai and G&G tabletop. Metal Burner 357 for $5. Are you feeling better, Az? Have you recovered from the sore throat that Gary gave you? No, he's never going to recover. Never. He's feeling better though. Gary, hope you like that short video edit emailed Aurora Uplinks. I did. Thank you for the $2. Garrick for $5. Az complains about being up so late on FNT, but he went till 2 a.m. on Tuesday night's main event. Yeah, Az is full of shit. Okay. I love him, but Az, I know you're out there. You're full of shit. You're fucking up right now. You're up right now. Probably in the middle of your multiple 38-second wanks. But he's up right now. Guy stays up late all the time. He goes to the gym, which is really good, by the way. Alexander Ducasse for $5. Mr. and Admiral. Hang on. I have a sound clip for this.
Paging Dr. Buckets.
Of the Alphabet Squad, High Command salutes G-Force and Star Killer, Silverback Slayer of Snowflakes. Hail. Oh, shit. Oh, my God. It's been so long since I did that. Courtney J for $5. Aw, poor Az. Get better soon. XOXO. It's Garrett's fault. Hashtag it's Garrett's fault. Everything's Garrett's fault. I blame everything on Garrett. Like, why not? Like, why bother having, people work for you if you can't, blame them for everything? Where's the fun in that? South Perspective for $20. One Piece. Oda, the creator, explicitly said that he did not want the crew to have relations with each other and was convinced to put the story between the Vice Admiral and Luffy, even though that is revealed much later. Well, I think, as far as the crew not having relations with each other, that does create problems down the line. They can have relations with other people. But every time you have that will they, won't they in the crew, then when they do, that takes a giant element out. So, like what Joss Whedon did with Buffy is he had them break up a lot, which is real. Mr. Samuel Platinum for $2. Gary, you have to show everyone the Grizzly video. I did. I tried, but I was not able to because the stream yards was sucking. Paul Kelly for $20. Not much Wheel of Time on NT. Hail. 2.4 kind of sucked. In my humble opinion, 2.5 is not much. Thoughts? I haven't seen 5 yet. I don't think I ever will, but Shad will let us know on Friday. He'll let us know about. Go watch Night's Watch. He's done videos. He has done videos. All right, let's get to the new stuff. Where are you? There you are. How's everybody doing? Oh my God, we got 2,700 people. What are you guys? It is. Well, I guess it's only 9 over on the West Coast, but it's midnight on the East Coast. And it's 11 o'clock here. What the hell are you doing, people? I'm scrolling down. Excuse me. Marksman of 117B for $5. Another benefit of Oda holding full rights to One Piece. Netflix can't try to steal the rights without fighting a dozen other companies he deals with. Yeah. And also, like, I don't think Oda, just briefly what I know about a guy who owns the rights to the best-selling manga and one of the most popular animes in the entire world for over 20 years. I'm guessing he's got some juice. That's a little prison term saying he's got some power. And I don't think Oda's the guy you'd want to fuck with. Kind of a popular dude. That's just my assumption. Correct me if I'm wrong. Andrei Sapkowski, kind of a fucking idiot. And let Netflix roll all over him. And that's why he's got Lauren Hisrich Smith, who's a fucking hack, creating a piece of shit called Witcher. And then you have a really solid crew making One Piece. Really fucking solid crew. And I think that's got everything to do with the creator having like actual power. Daniel Link for $20. Ahoy, Gary, first super. I really hope with the strikes, may they last forever, that you guys can get some time to make some videos on things that the FNT gang enjoy, showing off your action figures and a comic associated with it. Yeah. Well, I'm going to do One Piece review. That's something I enjoy. We're going to have a little dry spell, so we're going to have more time to do that. I have a backlog of stuff that I could do if Hollywood stays shut down for the next 6 months. I saw somebody on Twitter going, because it looks like the strike's ending. And somebody said, are you breathing a sigh of relief? Well, are you fucking kidding me? Have you seen how well my strike videos have been doing? How they stay on strike for another fucking year? People love to roast fucking Hollywood. The only thing they care about with the strike is that the strike's happening and it's making Hollywood miserable, which is making the rest of planet Earth happy. Because Hollywood is getting their comeuppance, their long overdue comeuppance for their hubris, for their fucking arrogance, for their entitlement, for their ingratitude. People are loving the shit out of Hollywood suffering right now. Oh, what about the innocent people? It's like, you know what? There's good people everywhere working for bad organizations. This is what I say to that. Find a better job. You're not trapped anywhere. And I would think long and hard about where I work directly in the future if I had to do that. I mean, shit, if I was selling comic books right now, I would have given up on the big 2 years ago. I would have just said, I'm not carrying new comics anymore. Just not. And if I open another shop, I will not carry new comics from Marvel and DC. Refuse to. Not even for special order. It'll just be a vintage comic store. But no, Hollywood could stay on strike for a fucking year. I don't care. We made it through COVID. Thank you, Daniel Link. I appreciate it. But yeah, I want to do I don't even want to say. There's about 3 or 4 television shows I want to do reviews on outside of One Piece that are older shows that I fully plan on doing. Where was I? Jesse George for 50 Canadian pesos. Thank you. 50. Hey, Gary, love Forbidden Frontier. Watch it faithfully. Thank you very much. I love doing that show. Love ancient history. Also, FNT has one of the best theme songs for a show I've heard in a while. That is Dan Vask. Dan Vask's idea. He wrote it. He sang it. He musically arranged it. It is all Dan Vask. And we're in a bet, and we're not supposed to say nice things about each other. He's super gay. He wears a man bun, but I unapologetically and unconditionally love him. But he's still super gay. Tiberius 411 for 100 Canadian pesos. Look at Canada showing up. What's up? You guys doing okay up there? I saw that protest. It did my heart good. Did my heart good. Remind me of those Canadian truckers. There's so many good Canadians. Gotta get that fucking Castro Jr. out of there. You deserve better. You people deserve better. Asher Blake for $20. Thank you. Cheers. Waiting for One Piece season 2. Miss all Sunday in a hat. Lalani. It's going to be a while for One Piece season 2. But man, I wish we could have it tomorrow. Gandalf versus Yoda. Who wins? Gandalf. Without a doubt. Yoda is a being of great power, but he's still a flesh and blood human being. Gandalf is an angelic being in a body, in an aged body. But he's not really that old. He just looks like that, so he won't be intimidating. But Gandalf can kick a motherfucker's ass. So Gandalf wins, without a doubt. They're both wizards, technically, but Gandalf is an angel, technically. So a little more powerful. Ignore the weird saying anime manga is woke without a specific example. I'm not exactly sure what they are smoking. I mean, some of it I guess would be because there's just so many stories, but is it overwhelmingly woke like American comics? I mean, I can't answer that question because I don't know. But there is some pretty fucking weird manga, dude. There is stuff that I wouldn't touch, and I wouldn't allow in my store because I did allow manga and anime in my store, and I drew the line at certain stuff. It was hard enough for me because it was pretty harmless to sell comics to the bronies, and but all the other stuff I didn't really mind too much. Just no weird pedo looking shit. Fish Shooter 24 for $50. Nick Freitas just shouted you out on a short. He's a straightforward politician. Could you get him on FNT? I'll check it out. Tell him thank you. Wow, I didn't know I got shouted out in a short. That's fucking awesome. Cool. Hang on. Okay, that's how you spell it. Sweet. He's from Chico, California. SoCal. Fellow SoCal. Eureka. Thoughts? The show? Not bad. Not bad. Thank you, Coop, for $2. I mean, fucking Shakespeare compared to everything we've gotten today. Asher Blake for $10. Gary, just saw the latest Woke Hollywood video. Very true at the end that we are not alone. The winds of change blow in our favor. Bless the fellowship and long live FNT. I'm glad you were able to see it because it wasn't available for 3 hours. 3 hours. Cheers, Asher. I'm glad you watched it. Thank you. The one thing about anime and manga is that woke thing is that we see in the West has been them for the longest time. I have read a lot of manga, and I believe once felt that it was woke in my honest opinion. It says Koali for $20. I have never once felt that it was woke in my honest opinion. I want to make sure I read that right. Thank you. Exactly what genre is your story? I'm writing a book myself. It's an editorial stage right now with all the crappy writing we got out there ourselves. Sea Salt Sanji for $5. It is, I'll tell you Friday what type of book it is. Stay tuned. I will tell you Friday. I had a meeting on it this morning on the introduction. But I'll let you know. Thanks for asking and thanks for taking interest. I don't mean to be a dick, but I promised I would announce it on Friday Night Tights. Alamo Draft House Theater for a watch party for Lord of the Rings Return of the King set for San Antonio meetup. Jose, thanks for reminding me. We will get on that. But it's not just Return of the King. It's all three, baby. It's all three. All three extended versions. Alamo Draft House. I'd love to rent that place out if they could do it. I would fucking do it in a heartbeat. I will get my people on it, which is Mrs. Nerdrotic. My people. She loves it when I refer to her as the help. It's her favorite thing in the world. Really is. Josh Kelsey, thanks for dropping 20. And that's what Josh does. Drops a 20. Peace out. Fucking Chad. Lynn Jones for $10. Cheers. $10 from the 9%. Just so you know, there's a few women out there. Thank you. Oh, and Kelly agrees with you about Elric. Oh, Kelly, you know who Lynn Jones is? She's a star. Lynn Jones is a star. Because that's Mrs. Kelly Jones. Lynn, love you. Say hi to Kelly. Fucking Elric rocks. That Elric comic from Pacific Comics which was like it was the first like indie publisher I had experienced when I was a kid, because it was out of San Diego. It was SoCal at the time. So, you know, all I knew was Marvel and DC and Charlton. And I'm like, what's Pacific Comics? That's cool. And then, you know, eventually we got like Rocketeer and, you know, we got Elric out of it. It's like good shit. Love Pacific Comics. Elric changed so many publishers in that time though. But Kelly, you're a legend. I need to talk to you about something. Might be related to my book. No, I'm not going to make you draw an entire comic. Don't worry. My book will not be a graphic novel. This is a book. The Exalted Patriarch for $1.99. The Acolyte, yes. Yes. My God, I need that clip. That is the perfect yes. One Piece world map to temporarily replace Middle Earth on FNT. My 2 cents. Oh, I'll put it as a background. I'll do it. I love maps. Do they make one? I'm sure they make one. I could hang it on my ceiling because, you know, maps. If I'm not like nailing a map to the wall, I'll hang it from my ceiling because that's where maps go. That's where maps go. Now, when you're really done with a map, you can put it in the wood chipper. I mean, that's kind of a overkill. You could put it in the shredder too, but I think the wood chipper would be a little better for a larger map that you're done with. But you know, dispose of maps however you like. The end. I'm done now. Oh no, I Vadered into my Ahsoka. Sock again. Oh, the shame. Here's Padunkadunk not looking so bad anymore. A nail warts 5,000 for $10. I don't know what's wrong with you, but I like it. How come you don't upload square ups to Spotify? These can be nice to listen to. Oh yeah. Yell at Quarter Black Garrett for me. You don't know what to tell him, but I do bet you could say something off the cuff. Oh, I can think of something to yell at. Would you guys would like the square ups on Spotify? Then we do it. It's done. Cheesy Tarian. Consider it done. Thank you for the $20. If you guys are interested in hearing me babble, I am more than happy to load it on Spotify. We're going to try to be available I think we're not available on Audible or Amazon yet, but we're working on that. But a bunch of people are listening on Spotify now, so thank you. Thank you. Diego Salazar. has been a member for 4 months. You know, they will remake Star Wars in 10 years with a 60-year-old Ewan McGregor and a 50-something Hayden Christensen, right? Yeah, I totally agree. I think when they remake Star Wars, they'll bring Hayden back, and then, you know, it'll be Han Solo and Louise Skywalker and Prince Leia, who will be trans. But we'll know Darth Vader's pronouns. We will know his preferred pronouns. And that's how Disney will update it for a modern audience. Alex Belfort for $9.99. Hi, Gary. I was at IATSE Local 44 prop set dressing 0708 strike wrecked me. I have friends still in Local 44 with wives and kids and mortgages, and these pretenders could cost them everything. Yes. And for a battle, they lost the minute they walked out on strike. I don't care. Take this to the bank. Take this to the bank. I don't care if the WGA and SAG get every fucking single thing they wanted. And I don't care if the strike ends tonight, if it ends tomorrow, if it ends a month from now, if it goes till January, if it goes for another fucking year, the producers have already won. How? Whatever deal you strike with the WGA or the Film Actors Guild, there's going to be fewer people to pay. Because the purge happened and they got what they wanted. The producers, who are fucksticks, got themselves out of a bunch of stupid fucking deals that they made because they're cowards, and they allowed in diversity, equity, inclusivity, mandates. They were a bunch of dick suckers for authoritarianism. They invited in the whole COVID industry, which added 30% to everything they fucking made over the last 2 years. That's why a lot of the shit's so expensive. By the way, Marvel's $350 million. $350 million. That movie's going to flop so fucking hard. It will be heard around the world multiple times. But I digress. Producers won. Producers won. WGA, SAG lost. And in turn, your entire industry lost. Nervous drinking. We're running out of voice here. Running out of voice. Sorry about your friends, though. I am. What I had to do when I sold the comic shop, I had to start over from the bottom. And I took the first job I could get. So remember, I was a parts professional before going into the comic store, making, $60,000, $70,000 a year. That was back in 1998 money. Pretty fucking good. Pretty good. The first job I got after I relapsed and my wife had kicked me out was O'Reilly Auto Parts for $12 an hour. Took the first fucking job I could get, knowing that I'm going to have to work my way back up. Was it fun? No, it fucking sucked. I was miserable. But what was I going to do? Just give up? Not be a dad? Give up on all my responsibilities? Go suck down some fucking opioids or fentanyl? No. So I went through all that. Started over again because I had to. And what came out of it? Well, within 3 years, I went from making that $12 an hour job to being paid higher than I'd ever been paid in parts. Took 3 years to get there, but considering where I was pretty good. I was pretty proud of it. Still wasn't completely happy. No, I wasn't. But that Tesla job was pretty fucking good. And I was only 3 years removed from working at O'Reilly for $12 an hour in 2014. This isn't like 2001, right? That's just 9 years ago. 9 years ago. Raging Rhino, love you, man. Go check out his channel. True blue Star Wars fan right there. Disney Star Wars is not Star Wars. Star Wars is dead. Saying Star Wars is dead naming Star Wars. There is only Disney Star Wars, and it's shit. You can call it shit too. Just got home from England. Hope the rest of your anniversary trip went well. As well as mine. Thanks again for the meetup and for the few minutes of chat at the Tower of London. Gaming with ADHD for $9.99. It was rad seeing you at the Tower of London, by the way. And I hope your cruise went well, because you talked about the cruise you were going on. That sounded fucking awesome. The rest of our trip, chef's kiss. It was perfect. I hope yours was too. It's great meeting you. Congrats on getting the strike overturned and your video restored. Thank you. Screw Hollywood, screw the Film Actors Guild and their strike. All hail. Fantastic, Mr. Knox, for $5 Australian. Been around this channel for a long time. Thank you, my friend. If only there was another union to screw over Hollywood right after the writers were done with their strike, says Cheesy Terrian for 20 years. Well, you know, the Film Actors Guild, I don't know how close they are to it. Everybody was saying that their deal would get done before the writers. Interesting. Because if the WGA signed a deal, well, it doesn't mean shit if there's no actors going out. You can start writing stuff, but you still can't make stuff. Hey Gary, are you gonna cover Expedition X on Forbidden Frontier? They cover some good investigations. I will. I absolutely will. I'll cover anything on Forbidden Frontier, almost anything. Although Clone Wars 2003 to 2008 will always have a special place in my heart, it's sad to see my favorite CW and EW characters being butchered by Disney. Yeah, it is. And it's only going to get worse. Hail Gary, started watching 2 years ago. I thought I was alone. Seeing the way things are going. Thanks for also introducing me to Az, Disbrew, Critical Drinker, Mahler, etc. Love all of your work. Long live FNT. Benny84 for $10 Australian. Cheers. And I'm glad you found those amazing people and YouTubers. And there's many, many more out there. There's such a good group of people right now in the sphere. We just got to keep going. We got to keep going. And that's thanks to you. So I'm glad you found, because there's so much good entertainment, and the people you just listed, along with Jeremy from Geeks and Gamers and Ryan Kinnell, my buddy Odin Comics, Chrissy Mayer, X-Ray Girl, Quarterback Garrett. Those are all good, funny people that provide a lot of really good, fun entertainment. And I watch it all. I watch way more of this. The only person who probably watches my stuff as much as I watch theirs might be Az. Because I'll watch his fucking gaming streams. I can give a fuck about the games he's playing most of the time. I do FX for big budget film / TV WGA film. He put it. Cody Gray, you the man. WGA, Film Actors Guild, and Armpit all suck. I love the strike. Industry sucks. They can strike, be great for the future if Hollywood learns the right lessons. Hire better. Story / character over message. Cody. Hail, Cody. One of the good ones. One of the good ones. I'm sorry it affected you, though, if it affects you adversely. A buddy of mine's down there. He sent me pictures from the strike, and he was with Edward James Olmos. That was fucking, I'm like, that's rad, dude. Tell him to get his fucking ass back to work. You think when Zemeckis dies, they will remake Back to the Future, but Marty will have a gender dysphoria and go back before Doc had the sex change to be more relatable to a modern audience, blah, blah, blah. Nostalgia for days for $10. You just basically spoiled the entire plot of the Back to the Future remake. Thanks a lot. No, actually, you're right. May Zemeckis live forever. What a legend that guy is. What a fucking legend Zemeckis is. I mean, I know he hasn't done stuff lately, but god dang, as far as Spielberg proteges go, he's number one. Number one. Just jumped in. How are you under attack, and how can I help? Barry McCockiner. Well, Barry McCockiner for $10. It's been taken care of. But thank you. You can resume burying your cockiner. So what happened real quick was the video was taken down by one of the people who was in the video, featured in the video. By the way, it's all fair use. You're allowed to use it. Also, by the way, if you want to be an actor, well, it's part of the gig. You want to be famous. But you don't get to choose how famous you are. I don't get to choose how famous. I don't get to choose my legacy. I don't get to choose, any of this stuff. You guys get to choose that. But that actor didn't like it, so decided to claim the entire video as their own, which they couldn't do, which they were trying to do it to take it all the way down, because you can throw in a claim, but it wouldn't have taken the video down. They would have just forced me to cut out the clip, which you think that's what that actor would want to do, because I would have done it. It doesn't affect the narrative of the video at all. It's just there as an aside. But I'd have done it. But instead, she went for the whole thing and lost. So there's that. I mean, are we out of the woods? I'm going to keep a track on it. But in the meantime, it's back. I'm happy. The strike is gone. All right, my voice is giving out. I still have to do Real BBC and Nooner, so I guess we'll do that over the weekend, because I'm going to get that done. My voice is like done. My voice is done. So you guys were amazing tonight. This was only supposed to go an hour and a half. It went 2, because you were so fucking brilliant. But I really do need to go. So thanks to the Nerdrotics for staying up late. Thanks to everyone who left a super chat and donation. You guys are fucking amazing. Thanks for all the support, over the video and everything. I know it's YouTuber problems. You guys have real problems out there. It's like, and honestly, like, dude, if the video's gone, it's a video. I'll be pissed for a couple hours, then I'll move on with my life. But seriously, thank you. And I would just make another one that's probably way more salty. Way more salty. So until next time, you lovely members of the fellowship, I'll see you tomorrow night on Friday Night Tights. Hang on. I don't know if we have a promo for it. Yeah, no, Melissa was going to make a promo. Excuse me. But we have Joel Berry from the Babylon Bee. He's been on Normal World, so that'll be exciting. He did his homework. He went and watched the entirety of Ahsoka for us. I don't feel bad at all. If he wants to come on our show, fuck him. No, I'm just kidding. No, I feel bad that he had to do that. I feel bad, but them's the breaks. We're going to talk about Ahsoka. We're going to talk about the strike possibly ending. We're going to talk about this fucking Marvel's budget cope, which is just some bullshit that Disney leaked out. Disney is trying to get ahead of what is going to be Marvel's biggest flop. It's going to be like Shang-Chi flop, like Eternals flop, like Black Widow flop. I saw some people floating $700 million. You are fucking out of your mind. That movie is not going to, they know it's shit. By the way, I was told by a very good source, Drinker can back me up on this, the Marvels tested lower than any MCU film ever. It's the She-Hulk of MCU films. It's going to be a giant fucking flop. So we'll talk about that. Possibly talk about candy corn, because it's getting to be candy corn season. I like candy corn. And I was viciously attacked on the internet by Gina Carano, by X-Ray Girl. Ryan Kinnell called me an old freak. I won't stand for this. I won't sit for this. So maybe I'll just have a piece of pineapple pizza with fucking candy corn on it tomorrow, and I'll eat it slowly to disgust them. Because you don't have to like candy corn or pineapple on pizza. You know what I say? More for me. I don't give a shit. I don't care. These are hills I will die on. That treacherous harlot Gina Carano backstabbing us. I tell you. I love Gina. Just kidding. Ryan did call me old, and he said old freaks. I know it was towards me. When he said old, I know that was directly towards me, because he couldn't have been talking about Jay. Jay's not old. Gina's right. Listen to you. My own The chat is turning on me. Look at you people. Okay, now I'm really going. We love Gina. We love Gina. And I love you guys. I will see you tomorrow. Ciao.